Tonight on the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror, this house has some lovely features. A great entryway, a nice upstairs, and probably ghosts and demons. Tonight's movie, House. Not to be confused with the Japanese movie House. This is totally different.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror. Horror. We got a lot of horror. Worst apocalypse ever. Episode number 10. Basically a third of the way through. Oh my goodness, where is time going, right? Anyways, so tonight, coming off of last night's excellent movie, The Hunt, I thought, you know what, it's time to go back to the wonderful decade of the 1980s and review a scary haunted house movie that's called House. I know, it's like, how many haunted house movies are going to be called House? Well, I mean, I know I have at least 2 of them. Anyways, so, but this one is called House. And yes, I got this for a gift. It is both House 1 and House 2. It doesn't have House 3, which is the horror show, or House 4, which is not as good a movie, but it would be nice to have a complete collection. And I'm going to review the first movie, House, on Arrow Blu-ray. If I can get it out of here. Anyways, great alternate cover art there. Very nice. I'm going to do a House 2 because really not really a horror movie. It's more like a family-friendly adventure flick. Very steep tonal switch between the 2 movies. But anyway, so House. What is House about? Well, House is about a writer. He's an author. And his aunt commits suicide within the titular house. And so he decides to kind of move in for a while so that he can focus on writing his next book, which is going to be about his experiences in the Vietnam War. And of course, while he's there, weird things start happening. And we find out that he used to live there with his aunt and his wife, who is now his ex-wife, famous TV actress. And their son went missing one day. And now he's starting to suspect that the house was involved in the disappearance. So, of course, the strange things, he needs to investigate. And what follows is whether or not he's losing his mind, or is the house actually trying to kill him. So let's get to those scores, shall we? Violence and gore, I'm giving this a 3 out of 5. I mean, it's not overly bloody, but there is a bit of violent content, and I have to give kudos and points for the wonderful practical special effects. If this movie was made today, it would be a CGI shitstorm, but this is made of wonderful puppetry and practical effects, and like it just has a much better feel and charm to it because of that. Anyways, a 3 out of 5. Shock value, I am giving it a 3 out of 5. Also, there are some really good get you moments within this movie. It does have a weird, strange atmosphere and, you know, creepiness to boot, especially in the ghoul designs. Very weird and nasty. So 3 out of 5. Plot, I am going to give this a strong 4 out of 5. This is definitely a unique haunted house movie. It deals with dimensions and psychology. And honestly, it has a really neat sense of humor too. It's got George Wendt, who's famous for being Norm on Cheers, as a supporting actor in this movie, but it's just it's an enthralling movie because you're so kind of interested in what's going on with this guy and his trauma from the war and the trauma of losing his son and the house and its weirdness and the fact that it seems like it's trying to kill him, and just kind of like its take on all of that. There's like a very wonderful tense scene where he shoots at this monster, and then it turns out to be his ex-wife, and he's like, oh my god, I killed my ex-wife, and the police showed up because you're firing a shotgun in city limits, so he's hiding the body, and he's trying to like, you know, like, oh, everything's okay, I'm just cleaning my gun, it must have accidentally went off, and then the police are like, oh wait, you're that famous guy. He's like, oh yeah, you want an autograph? No, it's like, I need to use the bathroom. I'm like, no, you can't go. Oh, I'll go into the house, and you know, all like just wonderfully tense moments where you're like, I'm like, is this the end for our guy? Is this the end for our protagonist? Anyways, that is just a small sampling of some of the wonderfulness that's in this movie. Like I said, I think it's a unique take on a haunted house movie. It's got frights, it's got laughs, it's got heart, and I think the plot, except maybe this overly sappiness of the ending, but I think very strong. So 4 out of 5. Going on to acting, I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5. Solid performances throughout the cast, though maybe a little hammy from time to time, a little over the top from time to time, but still very solid, respectable. 3 out of 5. Nudity, 0 out of 5. There's a scene like with the hot neighbor who's a blonde bombshell, and she's like swimming in the pool because apparently she had an agreement with the aunt that she could use the pool from time to time. And man, the one piece she's wearing is smoking, but you know, she could be nude sunbathing or whatever. I mean, I'm just saying, like, it could have been that way. Anyways, not necessary. I'm just putting it out there. Anyways, 0 out of 5. Enjoyment factor, once again, another solid movie. 4 out of 5. Very enjoyable movie. Great time watching this. Chills, suspense, laughs, entertainment abound, and just a great movie that, yeah, I mean, it's interesting that they kind of made a series out of this, because it sort of stands alone on itself, and I guess that makes sense for what happens afterwards, as they're all sort of stand alone. But yeah, I mean, I think more movies in this kind of vein are a good thing in life, because you can't always be 100% serious horror, and you can't always be 100% ridiculous horror, but you can mix them in together in a beautiful way, and that takes some good craftsmanship anyway. So 4 out of 5. My overall impression is a 3.5 out of 5, and mainly because, yes, we could have gotten a bit more gore and violence, and you know, more of the neighbor, but mostly the sappiness of the ending is just kind of, you know, okay, just, yeah, okay, we're just a little ridiculous. I mean, it doesn't explain a lot, but I think that is good in a movie in this case, because part of the confusion, part of the weirdness is what makes the movie work. And so if we started like really explaining that stuff, it might lose some of the mystical aspects of this movie anyway. So 3.5 out of 5, which averages out to be a 2.9 out of 5. Very solid, very solid. But there you have it, the movie House. A fun time had by all. You know, another movie about a writer. I mean, I guess, you know, it happens a lot in the horror genre. But you know, I've seen this movie probably like 4 or 5 times now, and I just like it. It's great. We're getting to the point where I'm going to ask you: have you seen the movie House? What do you think about it? It's not as batshit crazy as House, the Japanese one, but it's still pretty crazy. And yeah, so leave a comment in the comment section. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, ring the bell, notifications, all that stuff. And I will see you next time for the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror. And until then, everyone, stay scary in internet land. And remember, the minute that your garden tools start attacking you, I think that's the time you just gotta say, nope, I am out. I'm out. Just sharp, pointy things flying at me. Just, it's not gonna work. Not gonna work.